Welcome to my Crunchy Zen era. I'm your host, Nicole Swisher. I'm here with my guest, Paula Kosienski.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here.
I've known you for, 2 years, year and a half, and we're just laughing because I can't pronounce her last name.
And I don't know her address.
I think that's fine.
I feel like it's probably more reasonable to not know how to pronounce someone's last name than to not know their address. But with Google Maps, you don't need to know anyone's address these days.
I don't know anyone. I put it in my phone, though.
Yeah.
So if you don't update the phone, that's a problem.
Okay. In their contact?
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that.
What do you mean you didn't know you could do that?
I've never put anyone's address in the contacts before. I mean, I guess I've never, clocked that it's there. I'm sure. I know it's there, but it's because when you get someone's number, I'm never so what's your address for my phone? And then by the time I get it, I think
You just don't update it.
I just didn't think about it, until right now.
We are different people, and I love that so much. I have I don't know if I have yours in my phone, but I can put your apartment I can get there.
Right.
So anyway, what is something crunchy or zen that you've done recently?
Okay, I was thinking about this a lot today. And the crunchy thing that I do is I've started to read ingredients lists on things more strictly. And I used to do that in college, and then I kind of faded out of it, and now I'm back into it. So I feel like that's very crunchy.
Yeah, and are there certain ingredients that you're keeping an eye out for?
I don't actually even know if it's really that bad for you, but anything that says gum, I have a genuine aversion to chewing gum. So I just picture chewing gum in my food. And so it's in everything.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. So if I know it's going to have ranch, I know ranch has it. I just don't look at the ranch label because I just can't live without it. But if I can get around that ingredient, I'm sure it's not even the worst for you, but it just grosses me out.
Just anything gum.
Anything gum, yeah.
All right. I mean, it's a great boundary, Paula.
It's a great boundary. Yeah.
So what's a memory that you would love to relive and why?
Probably when I was in, you know what? I'm going to say my wedding day. Truly.
Perfect.
Because it flies by so fast. And I didn't get a video of it. I only did the pictures. So that would be my chance to relive the video part of it.
Would you watch your video if you had it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've always felt like people wouldn't actually watch their video.
I think we would watch it. On anniversaries. We have a video of the actual ceremony, so I'm grateful for that. But the video I wanted is all the getting ready stuff and then the reception. Yeah. It's I love home videos. My mom used to have the VHS home videos, and I just loved watching them.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
I was cleaning out some stuff, and I found a tub that had the whole bottom was lined with home videos, and I don't know what's in there.
That's
and I would
so
love to
exciting.
know.
Yeah.
But I don't have the capabilities currently. So
yeah, the no VHS thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But that can be corrected.
Yeah.
I think.
Home videos are the best.
Home videos are fascinating. There is one, I'm getting my grab bag casually.
Do it.
There is a video that my sister and I put together for a project, extra credit for her. Mm-hmm. And it's our chickens performing the death scene from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh my gosh.
It's fabulous.
I actually kind of feel better when you said Romeo and Juliet. I was expecting that you were doing some sort of death march or something. I was oh my god. But okay, I mean that's still insane.
No, and us talking the chickens and moving them and going, thus with a kiss I die, and then flopping the chicken over. That video I would love to get.
That'd be fun.
It was great.
I love it.
Cinematic perfection. Okay. So
that's awesome.
All right, our random question is, if you were a ghost, who and where would you haunt?
Ooh. I would love to haunt a really nice house.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And I don't really care who lives there, and I'll be really a respectful ghost. I'm not trying to give people anxiety, but I would just love to live and enjoy a really fantastic home.
Like one of those homes in Belmead. I always think those would be really pretty to see.
Right. Or like out in, I feel like Brentwood doesn't necessarily have the same character, but we recently went to a lake where we didn't have a home on the lake, but there were these massive lake homes. I would love to haunt one of those.
Yeah, it'd be super relaxing too.
And if possible, to haunt the boat as well. That'd be nice.
Pontoon boat.
I'd like to haunt a pontoon. Yeah.
Just spend your day on the water.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's a great answer.
Be perfect.
Yeah. So you and I met because we do stand-up comedy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And I think I met you at Why Nots because you were running the show or something like that.
We actually met for the first time at Zany's. Remember you? Well, okay, that
I jumped out at you. You were like, want to be friends?
And I was like, I do want to be friends. Okay, so I mean, I feel like that was like not a legitimate, like we weren't meeting as friends. It was just like meeting as two people at that point. But I feel like we quickly, like, I feel like that was in the fall. And then by the winter, I remember you invited me to your New Year's party, and that we weren't like super close. It was like you and all of your good friends, and it ended up being so fun. I feel like our friendship really took off from there.
Yes,
but
solving all your apartment problems.
Yeah,
so great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys. I had a lot of lawyers come into my life at exactly the right time. The Lord's timing, man, because I really needed some feedback.
So, how long have you been doing stand-up now?
I started stand-up when I was 20, but I've lived in Nashville doing stand-up for 3.5 years.
Why Nashville? Because you're originally from North Dakota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
I saw that. When I saw that, I was like, I should have worn something North Dakota, but
we'd have problems.
I just wore the one sweater I haven't stained. Anyway, that's not the point. What was the question again?
Why did you come to Nashville?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, so John and I were dating, and we had watched a show of Nate's in Las Vegas, and it was like the most insane thing ever, and it just felt like I didn't really want to live in like New York at the time because this was post-pandemic. So I kind of got like a little stressed about that, and I thought, if Nate can live in Nashville, then there's comedy there, and so I'll go there. And truly, that is the level of research that I put into it.
I mean, it worked out great, though.
It did work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're clean now, but you haven't always been clean, correct?
No, unfortunately. Thank goodness I don't have any tapes from that time.
Nothing
that I know of. If you have it, not that you have it, but burn it, because I don't. It was bad. I was not a righteous.
I have a hard time imagining you being not clean now. But
yeah.
Anyway,
that's good.
So like, why did you decide to make that change?
I feel like the easy answer, I guess, is like I just didn't want to make my parents uncomfortable. And a lot of comedians, I think, they were like, oh, my parents are going to have to deal with it. And I just like, I would never, you're not supposed to, my parents would be disappointed in me, you know? I don't want them to be disappointed in me. But then I feel like as I took it on, it grew into a much bigger set of values where it's like, I think clean comedy is really providing a service to people. I think there's more people out there that are craving clean comedy than there is out there. Like, I just think it's so it seems like now I feel like I have a more deep reason. But at the time, I really just didn't. I wanted my parents to come and not be disappointed in me.
Yeah. I think clean comedy is kind of interesting because even as somebody who, like, I have always been clean, and my reasons for it were more like it didn't really make sense with my personality. They wouldn't be, and then I have a professional life, and it just didn't. It was like it would have been a disconnect at this point in my life. But I feel like there is a stigma of like clean comedy being kind of boring or like churchy. But it's really, there's some really great clean comedians.
Yeah,
like Nate Bargatze.
Right. And I always feel like clean doesn't mean detached from reality. Like I think Lan Morgan's a great example of someone who definitely confronts real issues that women deal with. She's not like, she's super relatable, but she still keeps it like generally clean. You can take your kids to it. So it doesn't have to be like squeaky. Like you said, let's talk about only the grocery store clean. It can be real, but just respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was your first open mic like?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. My first open mic was at an extremely hipster coffee shop. Very hipster. They had a month where they did a nude art show for an entire month.
Oh, wow.
And subjected everybody to it. And so they had like nude paintings on the wall for a whole entire month. So I'm sure you can catch a vibe of what I'm talking about. And it was supposed to be an open mic for comedy and also poetry.
Oh, no.
And you truly could not put two things that are worse together. It was so bad. But I don't even think I really walked off stage, and it wasn't a great set, obviously, but it's just that was the first one.
Was it like 3 or 4 minutes?
I think it was 5.
Oh, it was 5?
Yeah, because in North Dakota, we don't have it's not a real it's a real comedy scene, but it's not competitive like here, so you can do 5
There's
minutes.
like not as many people, so.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So are you pursuing comedy full time?
Yes.
Or do you want to? Yeah.
Yes, but in like not as strict as I have in the past. I feel like when I moved here, I was like, I'm going to do comedy full time, and then I'm going to move back. And then now I'm like, I feel like I'm saying like a lot. I'm trying to get better about that. I feel as though if it's the Lord's will, then there's nothing I could do about it. It either will or won't happen. And then I'm kind of trying to take myself out of the equation and be like, I will always do stand-up because I love it. And I genuinely think it serves people. Maybe not mine, but generally stand-up serves people. And, but I'm not trying to like fight people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because, to set some context, like I know a year ago you opened for Dusty Slay.
Yeah.
In North Dakota a couple of times.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, and you did the Ryman with Nate Land.
Yeah, that was
not too
insane.
long ago. And you've tried out for late night or something at Zany's.
Yeah, we did the showcase Zany's put it on where comics were invited to come and like audition in front of the late night producer, and that was also very exciting.
So like you're decently along in my opinion. Like you've done some really cool things.
I feel
but you still work. Do you work full time now, or are you like part time?
No, I work part time, but I'm starting to work full time again. I had a little hiccup there where it just didn't make sense for me to work full time and then have an employer be mad at me because I was like calling out a lot. So I worked part time. Now I'm hoping to work full time. But yeah, stand up has definitely like evolved in terms of how I look at it and the priority that I put on it.
What was the pivotal moment for that?
I feel like it was a combination of getting sick frequently and kind of looking around and feeling like I only had stand-up and I was only focusing on stand-up and I didn't have anything else going on, and then you start to put all this pressure on stand-up and then you kind of start to not like it. So then you have to backtrack and ask yourself, how can I create a more full life so that I can do this forever? And whether I become successful at it or not truly does not matter. I will always do it. And I view that I have been successful. Not that I'm not trying to say I'm killing it by any means, but I feel very grateful. And I feel like I've gotten opportunities that I have no business have gotten. And I'm just very grateful. So you're just kind of like, well, I'm farther than I ever thought I would be. So we'll just see what happens now.
Which, let the record reflect, I think you're very funny. So I don't know about not.
I said that for you to say that.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
But so you said you were getting sick a lot.
Yeah.
And you've had a medical condition most of your life, right?
Yeah, just chronic illness. Yeah.
And how have you how has that been intertwined with stand-up?
Well, I've definitely learned that when I'm very healthy, stand-up is a much bigger deal. And then when I'm not doing well, I should say when I'm doing well, stand-up is very fun. And then when I'm not doing well, stand-up is very stressful. And that's pretty much with everything. But yeah, I feel like I was definitely I was getting sick more and needing more support and just needing a support system that I didn't have. And I definitely have friends in comedy that if I wasn't to continue doing comedy, I would still hope that we're friends. It's more than comedy. Stand-up I like it, and also I want the good feelings that come along with the compliments and the pride and when someone says you're really funny or whatever. And I do think, and I think every stand-up has to deal with this. There's a moment where, like, that no longer is, like, what carries you through. It's like the compliments don't matter because there's always some situation in or out of stand-up that can just make you feel like you're not actually that great. And so you stop treating it like a source of ego, and you start thinking about it as, do I actually really like this? And if you do, then you keep doing it, but you don't do it to keep up this, I constantly need someone to tell me that they love me.
Yeah.
You do it because you want to make people laugh. You think that people deserve to be able to just relax and laugh. And it's definitely different.
Yeah, I mean, you could go from one show, and I'm speaking on this from experience of like, oh my gosh, that was an amazing show. I'm like doing so great. And then the next night you have a show and you're like, this was so bad.
Right.
Like I can't.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And if you're just on that roller coaster for the accolades, the laughs, like that's not, how do you improve too if that's all you're looking for?
Right.
Because everybody's humor is a little different. And
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to your point, like, what's the motivation behind improving? Is it to get more compliments, or is it because you believe people deserve a good quality show? Stand-up is so often like for the comedian, but it's really for the audience. They're the ones who are paying and taking time out of their life to watch this. So the show should be for them and they should enjoy it. But I will say, I feel like there's an audience for everyone. So while I say it's not for stand-ups, there's a lot of stand-ups that do completely different comedy, and it feels like there's an audience for them. So
yeah, it does seem like, I mean, that's part of like everyone being so different, and you get to relate to different people, and that's why it is important to see different people.
Yeah.
That's our theme now, different.
Yeah, but it's just it's hard sometimes, and I know that you're talking about this too. Like, I never want to be someone who like is thought of as like, oh, they're quitting or they're taking a break or something. Because frankly, I don't think I matter that much. Like, that would be appropriate for a major comedian to say, but it's to me, it's like when someone's like, I'm on vocal rest. It's like, okay, nobody really cares. It's like, nobody really cares if you're taking a break or what your deal is. Just, in your own head how much you accept and don't accept. But sometimes people do, like, notice if you're around a lot and then not around that much. And you want to give a valid explanation.
And for local, when you're at that level, it's like I saw the request for shows start to peter out. Right. After, like, 2 months where I was turning it down or like I wasn't showing up places, then people are like, oh, she's like not here.
Right.
I was like, I'll be back maybe.
Yeah, I'll be back maybe. Well,
someday.
I don't know if your audience knows this, but Nicole runs a very successful show at Cheaper Than Therapy. So your absence is definitely like was noticed, not necessarily in like a where's Nicole, but like that show was doing really good things, and whatever happens, I think it'll continue to do really good things. So I do think, like, your presence in stand-up was very, like, helpful for people.
Thank you. And that, I mean, yeah, that show was, I loved it. And I started it very soon after I started stand-up because I like putting stuff together. That's part of why I'm enjoying this podcast. And I just wanted it to be a very safe place for anybody, audience and the comedians, and like for comedians to be like, oh, I can't wait to be on that show because it's a fun atmosphere. And then, I was hosting it and it just got to a point where I couldn't maintain a monthly show.
Right.
And it really can't, it was a really hard decision to like back off because we had done Zanies successfully. And that was really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And frankly, it was, I mean, it was one of the harder decisions I've had to make because I was getting so much enjoyment out of it. But that just prioritizing my own health and saying like, hey, if this is meant to continue, like God is going to figure that out.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. You know, that was, I mean, when I started it, like, I don't know.
What?
I get so preachy about it, but
no,
I was like,
preach. I'm not crying, by the way. I just burped. Go ahead.
But yeah, it was a lot of like, you know, I just felt called to do it.
Yeah.
And I felt called to take a little bit of a baby break. And it was like, we had it April, we might have it again in October.
Yeah.
But it really is just, I needed to prioritize myself in a way that I don't know that I've done in a very long time.
Yeah.
So.
And, you know, just kind of going back to your point about how sometimes stand-up can be a very, it's like if you're there, then you're there, and if you're not, you're not, and why aren't you there, and do you not care enough? And I get those are valid questions because we all know that we're not entitled to this, and people want to kind of know who's doing the hard work because it is a grind sometimes, but I think every comedian, every human being knows what it's like to live in the reality that you live in, and you can give what you can give. And sometimes you can give a lot, and sometimes you can give a little. And so people might be in a season where they can give a lot, and they might see you not giving a lot. It might be confusing for them, but I think that's why I kind of want to be open about it, because I think it helps people feel comfortable being like, I'm not trying to be lazy. I'm not trying to not be gracious of what people have given me, but you just only have so much in a day. Yeah. So you want to be efficient with it.
Yeah. What would you say? I don't know if I want to ask top 5 because that is what I did this year. But like, what do you have like top 1 or 2 priorities? Like, what are they right now?
Okay. I would say, honestly, and I'm not just saying this because it's the name of your show, but number 1 priority would be like nothing like getting sick that makes you crunchy or makes you care about health in all ways. So I've been working out more. I've been trying to just treat my body better. I mean, you can't tell because I just started, but in a couple months, you guys, you're going to be like, wow.
I'll be back on.
I'll come back. But so that's been a big priority. And then growing more in our faith has been a huge priority, especially more even in the last couple weeks. Just, yeah.
And do you mean you and John?
Yeah.
Your husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. John, my husband, who I love. And it's just, I think you can get a little bit complacent, and a marriage takes a lot of effort, and there are seasons where it's really easy and you're on the same page, but typically when someone's sick or there's some sort of major stressor, that's hard. So trying to keep on top of that, and then, you know, we're doing stuff with our church's youth group, and that's been really amazing, and we'd like to one day provide our 2 cats not a studio apartment, so some things
Hold
like
on.
that.
2 cats?
Oh, yeah.
What is happening?
Okay, well, Bella passed away.
Yes,
as we spoke.
that's why I'm like, I thought we were 0 cats, and
We
I didn't
were
want to
0
touch on
cats.
that unless it's sensitive, but
No,
share more.
No, it was honestly just a quick decision. So we were 0 cats, and then we went to the cat shelter to cheer us up, and it was it's a catio. So it's like we didn't go with the intention of adopting.
You never do.
I know. You go with the intention of like hanging out.
Okay, I wanted to bring this up, but again, I wasn't sure how like sensitive, because Bella was like a week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say she's had cancer for 6 months, and so she's been
that.
living on borrowed time. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, 1, I can't believe you got 2 cats that quickly.
Yeah.
2, I actually went to a cat cafe on Saturday because I was just like, there's like multiple in Nashville, and I was like, what is
You're
this?
killing it.
It's
So
kind of
great.
awesome.
It's awesome.
Like
We went to the cat cafe and we were chilling out, which the reason we did this is because when I was a kid, we had a kitten, like 2 years old, unexpectedly pass away from a heart issue. And so we were young. So what my mom did was took us to the local cat cat shelter, but it was like where you could go pet them to cheer us up. And so that is now my tradition. If a cat dies, we go do that afterwards. It's kind of supposed to be heartwarming. Yeah. So we went, and they have so many cute cats, and we waited to put in an application because it was like that day, but we knew we wanted another cat. So then we went back like a couple more times, and we found this cat we really liked. And then because we travel so much, we're like, one cat is going to be lonely, so we'll get 2.
Which, I mean, people recommend 2.
So now we have 2. And
you are cat people.
Yeah, and we had it was kind of awkward for us. I don't think the vet cared. But you have to get a application approved by your vet. So the catio had to call our vet and be like, are they good to adopt these cats? And I just, in my mind, the guy was like, they were here like a week ago. But he wasn't judgy. We have since had to go back for the new cat twice.
They probably get that all the time.
Yeah.
So after I put Caffrey down, I went to the animal shelter because I was alone during the whole thing. And
that's so sad. I'm
like
so sorry.
I didn't want anyone around. I was ugly crying, and then I started making dark jokes to the vet. And I was like, this is not good. Anyway, I went to the shelter, and like Philip was like, I recommend no animal for 6 months. And I'm actually really grateful he said that, because I was definitely on the verge for like a week or 2. Like I did put in an application, and then I was like, wait, this is not a good idea. I'm too busy. Like I travel and now I'm kind of, I mean, I definitely miss having an animal, but I still just feel like I need like a moment.
Right.
Because dogs are a lot of work.
I think dogs and cats are different. I love cats. I'm not trying to like belittle the cat community here, but rebounding off a dog is like 1,000 times different than quote unquote rebounding off a cat. We knew we wanted cats before Bella passed. We knew we were going to be a cat household. So it was already talked about. But like, I just think about if my dog from home, Gus, were to die, and can't think about that for very long. But the idea of going back and getting another Saint Bernard to like fill the hole, that is such a different level of commitment. So I get from a dog perspective why you're like, you should wait it out. Cats, on the other hand, I feel like they're so easy. It's like having a plant.
Okay.
Just get another plant.
Okay, let's go here for a second.
Let's go here.
I have considered a cat. However, I can't with the litter.
It's a pain.
It's not great.
It's hard.
And I've fostered cats, so like I have some general idea. And I just don't think I can do it with the litter.
I get it.
So
I get it. I don't like the litter. John skips the litter. He was the one who converted us to a cat family. I mean, I agreed to get the cat, but it was like John's a cat person. So he's taken the litter.
Why is there so much stigma around cat people?
I don't know. I don't get it because, well, okay, if I'm being honest, I do get it. If you meet the people at the cat shelter, they're not mean, but they're just interesting.
Are they aggressively protective of the cats?
That shelter?
I've encountered that.
That shelter, no, but I've heard that from shelters that it's like, do you even want people to adopt these animals? But I just feel like cat people, you know what, cat aside, any people that turns their animals into like a child to such an intense degree, it's like, it's just a little weird. I mean, I get it from like a haha dog mom, that's funny, but like if you were actually pushing your dog around in a stroller, just have a kid. Like, it's too far.
I've definitely seen people with cats and strollers, dogs and strollers.
No, I can't. It's too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Although I do love the videos of like people hiking with cats. I just think that's hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
So cute. Like, how do you get that cat?
Yeah, nature makes more sense because it's like they like nature. But it's like when they're like dressing their pet up.
Yeah.
You're like, I really think you guys should just have a kid, honestly.
Yeah. Like I would put outfits on Caffrey for Halloween and Christmas.
That's a little different.
And he was so mad. He wouldn't move. He'd just stand there and glare at me.
That's awesome.
I was like, yep, this is for the picture.
Right. But there's a healthy amount to love an animal.
Yeah. I don't know how we got here.
I don't know, but I like it. I thought it was nice.
I do love animals. They're so great.
They are awesome.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
we can't keep going on.
I can bring it back around if you want.
Let's do it. Because
So,
I can't.
John and I, one of our priorities, although it's not like a top 3, is we want to build some type of family. So, like, I don't want it to just be John and I. I want it to feel like we have a family. And ideally, that would be kids. But we're going to adopt. It's a long process. It's very expensive. And you have to hit a lot of qualifications. So it's not just like a on a whim situation. And definitely doesn't happen accidentally. So in the meantime, we're like building a family with animals. And I know I just said that you shouldn't treat your cat, but what I mean by that is we don't think of them as kids. We really do think of them as animals. But having animals in your home makes you home more. And it makes you prioritize a home life more. Okay. You know what I'm saying, though?
I do know what you're saying, because my roommate and I have talked about this. And his point is, like, if you're an introvert, do they make you be home too much? And it's like a crutch. Like, for me, I don't think that's the case. I'm not really introverted. I'm somewhere in the middle, but he is.
Right.
And so he's like, you get to where it's like an excuse to, like, go home versus go out and meet people.
Right.
I would say for the last 6 months, since Caffrey was basically in hospice for 6 months, there was a lot of home time and care. And I was like, this is a lot of home time. But
I think that's the difference for me between cat and a dog. Because if you're like, I gotta go home because of my cats, it's like, how sick are your cats? So I don't think they keep us from traveling or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it makes us care for our apartment more. We clean more. I vacuum every day. We look after things better than we would if it was just us two. And then also, I think it helps us to think about things a little bit more long term, to have somebody that relies on you, or like an animal, like vet bills, and we want to live in this environment. And so I definitely don't think you should treat your animals as children, but there's something about having living things that rely on you that, like, cultivate that sense of family that can not fill a void, but can be a good momentary, because we would love to have kids. That would be, and if we had more control, we would probably have them sooner. But because we don't have that control, it's like animals are a way for us to cultivate a more rich home life, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It would be like if you got chickens. You know? It's like, that's a task.
Yes, I agree. What I'm kind of thinking about is how when it's just you, like, you think about you so much.
Yeah.
And so when you're caring for something or giving back or volunteering, it gets you out of your head. And I think it's a much more selfless way to live. It's not right or wrong to do the other. I just think maybe certain personalities might find that helpful.
Right. And honestly, similar with the youth program thing, it's like we've been pouring a lot more of ourselves into our church youth group. Obviously, I don't think someone else's kids are my kids. However, it's nice to pour into a community. It's nice to have an opportunity for John and I to, like, think about something outside of ourselves and outside of our comedy careers and make some level of sacrifice, I guess. So that environment, that vibe is, like, a priority. Yeah.
So in all this, have you thought about, like, what kind of legacy you want to leave?
Wow, that's an insane question.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not mad. That's a good question. I just feel woefully unimportant to answer a question like that.
Okay, you can skip it.
No, okay, I want to answer it. Okay. Because to be honest with you, like, I know this, I think about it. And I that's so narcissistic. But
to think about legacy?
So I guess
I don't think that's
okay. Then I agree.
I disagree.
With you. Okay, I agree with you.
Unless, well, okay, please answer the question.
So And I think this goes to the conversation about balance and priorities and stuff. 3 years ago, if you were to ask me that, I would say I want to be like a comedian, like I want to tour and be a big comedian. That's how I want to like leave my mark on the earth or whatever. And now I still want to leave that door open for if that's like God's will for my life. But more than that, I truly just want to be like a faithful servant of Jesus. Mm-hmm. And there are things that I think that I should be doing that aren't comedy that would still fall into that category. And that has become more important than stand-up alone. So like eventually having a family of children, of human children, kids that you can pour into and like raise up part of the next generation and just that sort of stuff. I crave that more now than like I've ever craved it, and just wanting to, whatever you do, just do it for the glory of God.
I think that's a great way to wrap up that segment.
All right.
Paula. Moving on to a much more serious segment. Am I eating chips wrong? That's my question. I feel like everybody eats chips and they like don't need napkins, or they're being like very sneaky about how they're keeping their hands clean.
Right, they're doing this.
Yeah, like they're doing something.
This.
Do you struggle with this chip eating?
Honestly, I struggle greatly. Okay, this is how I eat chips.
Okay, let's hear it.
I like to be like people who don't use napkins, except I don't like the feeling of it on my hands. Right. And I think there's a socially acceptable amount of times you do this.
Okay.
And to me, it's twice. Once, you take a chip. Maybe you weren't planning on eating a chip. You brush it off. No big deal. Twice, okay. Seems like we're committed to eating some chips. Mm-hmm. But okay. Third time, get up and get a paper towel. Now, what I do is I like to get up on a paper towel, and I like to use it, and then I like to be in denial that I'll need it again and immediately throw it away and eat a couple more chips and go back up and get another paper towel. It's incredibly wasteful. I understand. But that is how I solve that problem.
Okay. Because I'm like, how are these people just out here like eating chips at a party and they just like don't have a napkin, and I'm like here with my messy fingers.
Right.
I just haven't. I don't.
Right. Just wasted copious amounts of paper towels. Also, it's good to take breaks. Maybe eat a few chips. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to eat a few chips.
So you're sneaky about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'm going to eat a bigger dish so I, for some reason, feel the need to commit to a full-time napkin. I don't know. It's a balance.
Okay. Follow up. Would you tell me if I had something in my teeth?
Yes. 100%.
Right. Because that's the kind thing to do.
Right. And I think it's like a girl's girl thing to do. It's like, girl, I feel like you're a girl's girl if you would do something like that. I wouldn't do it in front of people. But it's like,
you can be sneaky.
It's like a little bonding thing. It's like when you go to your friend, you be like, hey, girl, you got a little something in your teeth. Yeah. It's like a moment where you like build trust with each other. It's like vulnerability. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, oh, that went so well. This person's always going to look out for me.
Yes.
So I love doing stuff like that.
So I had something in my teeth, and then like I went upstairs and I came back down and I was to my roommate. I was like, I had something in my teeth, like massive. Why didn't you say anything? And he was like, I would never tell you. And I was like, what? What do you mean you'd never tell me?
That's terrifying. No. I get it a little bit more that he's a guy because I don't think he has the same, I don't know.
Yeah, when you said girl's girl, I was like, yeah, maybe it is different. Because
from a girl's perspective, you do it out of like respect for another female who you believe cares about how they appear. Yeah. And I feel like guys are either a jerk about it and they're like, you have something in your teeth, idiot, or they just don't care enough to say anything.
Yeah. It was eye-opening.
It was eye-opening.
And I mean, I think when I think about like my brother or something, he would say something, he would like make fun of me, you know? So I was like, I don't know. Do you guys just not say anything? They're like, oh, she'd be more embarrassed. I'm like, no, I'm going to be straight up the same embarrassed. Right. Like, you might as well do it.
I always like to start it with, I'm so sorry I have to tell you this. Be a foot in your teeth.
And die.
Because then you're saying, you know, it doesn't bring me joy to do this. No. I'm not being like, you're ugly with stuff in your teeth. It's like, I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you do have something in your teeth. Very, very chill.
Yes. So do you have something that you're obsessing over lately?
Yes. true crime.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we don't have time to get into it. And that's not a knock on the time. That's just a knock on how long I will sit and talk about it for.
Oh, I know.
But I would like to make one distinction. There are some people that treat true crime almost kind of like a romance novel where they like, well, they romanticize it and they get obsessive about it and they get weird and they get disrespectful. I don't like that. I like criminal cases or civil cases where you follow it from like the law standpoint or from an investigator standpoint. I'm not trying to do where you're like coming up with these insane theories that are incredibly hurtful to people and you're kind of romanticizing someone who's doing something terrible. There's different types. So I would like to put myself in the normal category, not the insane category.
I support that.
And I don't want to be one of those people who like watches a murder show and is like, oh my, maybe I'm teetering on this. This is probably a good self-check. But when you're like, oh my gosh, girl, get the popcorn. Let's spill the tea. It's like someone has died.
Yeah.
But sometimes if the murder show is not really about the murder and about drama surrounding the murder, I think then that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like there's some like podcasts and stuff that are good and then some that like cross the line.
Right.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that Zeta a couple weeks ago said Dateline was her thing she's obsessing over.
Okay.
But my memory's terrible, so who knows? But I'm like along those same lines.
Dateline's
I had somebody professionally clean my house for the first time.
Ooh.
And I love it.
That's amazing.
I don't know why I haven't done it before, but I came home and I was like, they made my bed.
Oh my God.
Which I mean, my bed is like fine, but it was like crisp and like they'd moved the pillows and they'd buttoned up the comforter like sheet thing. And I was just like, this is
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do that again.
Yeah, do it.
It's great.
We've done that one time on a deal. I saw some girl on Facebook who's like, I'm just starting my cleaning business. I'll clean your house for $30.
Oh my gosh.
Or $40 if you book in the month of May for a studio. And I was like, yes, please. So that was really fun. And probably, if you're a brand new cleaner, I'll take it. But I feel like her services probably went up. She did a really great job.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe like twice a year.
Right.
Quarterly.
Like a
I don't know.
deep clean or something.
Yeah, the deep clean.
Right.
Do you have any recommendation for our listeners?
For like a book or a
book, a podcast,
a lifestyle
TV show, a true crime story.
I'm just kidding. I truly recommend Christianity. And my second recommendation is there's a really great book out, and not enough people talk about it, and it's pretty popular, but it's still not talked about enough. It's called Chaos, and it is written by, honestly, his name escapes me, but the book is centered around the Manson murders. However, the book very quickly evolves into this whole thing about the corruption of the 1960s and the CIA and all of this stuff. And none of it is conspiratorial. It is all on the record. Like, all of these things that he unravels, they have been outed in the 70s and 80s in Congress, like in the political world. So it's not like some guys like, I think this. It's really actually factually checked and true. So good. It's a dense book, and I think it changes your life. Like, I unless you already knew about it beforehand, I don't see how you can read a book like that and not look at the world just vastly different.
Interesting. My book is totally different.
Let's get into yours.
It's called Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pelz. And it's all about how to fast differently, because like men can fast like all the time and they're fine, but if a woman were to fast in a way that a man does, she'll like start to lose her hair and like get very fatigued. And so this book talks about how to fast like a girl.
I love it.
It's really good.
I have one question if we have time for it for the book.
Yeah, we got like 4 minutes. Sure.
Okay. So when it says fasting, does it mean like fasting for weight loss or just fasting in general? In general,
for like a healthier situation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like the intermittent fasting will help for weight loss, and I think it is used as a tool.
But not like a religious type fast. It's like, it's for health.
It's for health.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely for health.
And, like, if you could give one takeaway from someone who's, like, maybe going to read the book in the future, but, like, probably maybe not, what would have you read it through yet?
I have read it. I'm on my second time. So I would say that as women, we have different cycles. And so we can't fast in the same way because our hormones change. And so leading up to like the time where we have like more progesterone and, you know, basically if we're having a baby, all the things, like you should be giving your body more like comfort food and not be exercising as hard. And so you shouldn't be fasting because it's time to just like be calm and recuperate.
Right, okay. So. I saw a TikTok about that where someone, and it's a TikTok, so I don't know if it's real, but it sounds real now, where the girl was like, men will lift the same level of weight across the whole month.
Yes.
And women will lift harder one week, less the other week because of those hormone changes. So
yes.
It's really interesting.
It's definitely along those lines.
That's so cool.
So what are you looking forward to this week?
This week, it is Tuesday, right?
Sure.
John and I are going to go to our first show at the Opry, and I'm so excited. I'm going to wear a little dress. It's going to be such a fun little date. It's like one of those times where we could like cosplay being like a couple that like has it all together and like going to go catch a show, you know, and paid for the tickets and didn't get them for free. You know, I'm really excited about it. And that's, so then that, and then otherwise I think it's a pretty chill week. I don't have a lot else going on.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to a spa day on Sunday.
Fun.
Massage and then steam room and then maybe like a lunch. So
I love it.
Very excited about it.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, Paula, I think we got to wrap up.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Thanks for being on.
It's a great podcast. You guys should listen to more.
Thank you, Paula. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys will join us next week. Thanks for listening to My Crunchy Zen Era. Please subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. This podcast is produced by me, Nicole Swisher, and my good friends Summer Harkup and Liz Coulter. Editing is by Drew Harrison Media, and recording is done by Lagos Creative in Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back next week.